subscribe if you would like. So today we're going to talk about our partners, our men, and where we've come from as far as we talk about the patriarchy controlling the women, but it always takes two. And it's really important for us to always keep scanning ourselves, especially in this day in our families as a woman. Is there any way I'm disempowering or putting what I call subtle control onto my partner, even ex-partners, and basically taking them power away from them? They are all wise beings. Even if we have gripes against them, they're all a wise being inside. We really must remember innate intelligence is driving us all in the same direction, to get back to nature, to get into communities, to have more heart relationships, to be more of a family, to find more freedom. And we're all skinning in the cat in different ways, in different times. So where we've come from, though, is the past generations of women were housemakers. They were the ones that were in charge of putting a meal on the table for the man, finding his outfits, and creating social occasions. Those three things, food, clothing, and social occasions, are really where we can now start to step back and allowing our partners to figure out, who are they around all of this? What would I eat? What would I wear? Where would I go out? Who would I hang with that actually resonates with me? And where I'm coming from is I'm saying we're all unique, everyone. And in the family, it's always seeking balance, which means we've got chalk, cheese, yin, yang. And so we are going to have opposites. We are going to have differences across the partnership, but then across the children, and who matches in with who and who doesn't, in all the different ways, particularly around what I like to eat. And it's not just that. Energetics is showing us intuitive eating. We're always bringing ourselves back to balance. Even if that's, say, emotional eating, we've always got a reason for what we're after. But if we come in as women with that subtle control of, oh, who are we as a couple? If I've decided the family is about healthy eating and you show up eating some crap in the house, what's going to happen as far as us being similar or not, let alone what you're portraying for our children? And so this is where it is asking us to let go, to surrender, and allowing our partners their path. It's not a perfect one-line path, even though a lot of us are trying to do that. It's actually, oh, okay, I'm going to go over here and explore this. Oh, now I've come to my own realization. And for guys, it's going to be another person, a podcast, a book, something else that will activate them. Really not ever us as the women. It's how we hold the space, how we hold the fertile ground that's allowing the seed to come up. But if we keep nagging, if we keep pushing, if we keep huffing, if we keep having any type of subtle control on how our men are showing up, we are taking the power away from them. We are really disempowering them to be their true essence. And if that's what we stand for, especially for our children, who are you? Let's nurture your true essence. And who am I? Then we really need to allow that for our partners as well. That then brings up the big question, who are we as a couple if we're showing up quite differently, almost yin yang, opposites to each other in what we eat, who we want to hang out with, what activities we'd like to do, what our dreams are? And what I see is that we are all getting pushed towards this energetic divorce where we cut the ties of marriage and the generational conditioning that you must show up like this for me to be happy. You must show up like this for me to feel safe and okay, or else I might be embarrassed going out into the world with how you're showing up. Or because you're so different to me and all your opinions and your dreams, then that must mean we must get separated. We can't make this work. But what that's asking us to look at is actually unconditional love. The love that we have for each other is separate to how we show up and what we wear, what we eat, who we hang with, what we do. We need to be respecting that we're yin and yang for a reason. We come together as two amazing puzzle pieces. If I can make peace with how you're different, there will be some light in that dark. So for example, my Anthony's really going out, making a business. He's all into making the money and finding the products and really leaning into what is it like to be a capitalist in a new age way. So there's light there. He doesn't even realize how he's doing it in new age ways. But the fact is, I could be like, oh, he's so much about the money and I am not. And, oh, so different. but actually I'm the dream maker and he's the money maker. So together we come together as two puzzle pieces that without each piece, we would not be half the dream and half the manifestation that we are, especially with the family. So when we let go and we allow our partners to make their own choices, then we're allowing them to go, oh, okay, what? Who am I? Oh, do I want to actually hang out with these people? Do I want to eat that food? And allowing them can really be some separation time, and not as far as getting divorced, but actually, for example, Anthony decided to start buying his own meals. My muscle chef going and buying those while the three of us would eat other food. And really, it was because when I looked at it energetically, he is the chalk to the cheese of us, really, especially Ayurvedically. He is the one that needs different food for him in balance. He's a completely different blood type, everything, all the signs are there. He needs to eat quite opposite food to the three of us. And so, me being a busy mum could only handle putting on so many options at one time and allowing that intuitive eating. These, like, I'm going to go my own way. It brought up, who are we as a family if you're eating this stuff in front of our children? And all of this that was going on within me, but it was my judgment that this path is wrong for you, as opposed to, okay, go. And there's actually a good thing for me in it as well when I allow you to go that path, which was actually not having to worry about putting on an extra meal or all of those things that would have gone down that path. And of course, in the meantime, he's come around to going, okay, I don't want to have those My Muscle Chef meals. I'm going to try something else, then come back around. I've got more time now, so I can think about, baking for him or whatever. It's all seasons. None of this is forever. If we don't manifest it and put it on there, they're going to be junk eaters for the rest of our lives. So it goes the same way in allowing our partners to question who do they resonate with. Instead of just saying, hey, we're going to this social gathering today, it's more, well, we're going to go, we've got these types of families, these are the types of things we're going to do. Do you feel to come? And really detaching from that if they say, no, I actually don't feel to come. And my Anthony's going through this type of thing right now, working out who am I, who do I resonate with, and if I didn't have attachment and ties to the family unit must all go out together and hang out with the same people always. He's then been able to question, oh yes, these people I resonate with, and it's him creating his own tribe. And again, it can bring up, we've got two separate tribes. What are we doing? Why should we even be together? But it's like, well, actually, we've got so many great things that we do come together on. For now, we're practicing what's it like to practice separate entities, separate creating of my own reality. And then I trust, because I see the bigger vision, we are going in the same direction, and I can see the people that he's hanging out with are going to start to come into the same direction. It will all happen in good time, but it's just allowing everyone their own time to foray into their own little space of who am I, which comes back to what do I wear, what I want to eat, who do I want to hang out with, instead of the men just being bread winners, and that's all they get to choose. It's more like, no, allow them the space to choose who am I in my own essence. And when I did that for Anthony, then he decided, I need to quit my job. I want to start a business. And it actually broke into bigger things. And that's how he found his people. And that's how he's finding who he actually is. That's how he's found out to be much more empowered as far as himself, but as a father and as a partner. And by letting go, we've developed so much respect for each other, because I see you in your opposite and I still love you, and I actually I'm not going to judge you. You create such a beautiful space in a partnership to be able to explore yourself without having that subtle hinting and nudging and huffing and sarcasm being judged at you the whole time, which then goes on to our children for us to hold the same space, even, screen time with the children. Can I allow them the space? And of course, there's all sorts of ins and outs around it, but without them sitting there on the screen time going, oh, I'm going to get judged and criticized and da 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 da. It's more chilling with all of that stuff. And when we let go of that stuff, naturally, we're going to feel irritated, frustrated, angry, disappointed, embarrassed, the whole bit. And that is the work, to allow this inner energy to come up without spewing it and hooking it onto others in codependence. So essentially, We're cutting the cords of codependence in our family members and how we expect them to show up. And we're allowing each other to stand on our own 2 feet and working just as much. I work on myself and being the best that I can in the most alignment that I can with my path. And I trust that my partner's doing the same thing. And when we did that, and we really questioned, should we be together? We're so different, opposite. And then we're like, oh, but actually we want to be together. At any time, we may go, no, it's not the right place to be together. We've snipped the cords of marriage and that codependence. And that is the key to freeing our men and to empowering them, which is essentially what we want. We need to do, because our children are looking at their dads to going, who are you? Not just a breadwinner, but who are you? And if we're not holding that space as women to allow them to be themselves, well, then it's all over. So need I say more? But go out into the world and just remember, yin and yang are important. And together you can do amazing things with the vision that it's coming all in good time, rather than trying to make it happen now. It will bring up, oh my gosh, who are we as a couple if we're not doing, showing up together, or showing up in how we, like, aren't you guys all about health food together? And actually being that person that holds space for your partner to literally say mutually, no, they're choosing their own way of being, and being happy to do that. So please let me know if you have any comments, if you have any other topics that you'd like answers on. Do know that I run the Harmonious Partners course all about this, which is in summer period, but actually all of my courses that are on one by one around the clock of the year, we always cover things around the partners, because it is a foundation for all of us, even ex-partners, because they're still linked to our children, and ultimately how we're showing up as a partnership then affects the children as well. So that's all I'm going to say, but do check out my website if you'd like. Otherwise, subscribe for more videos. Bye.